You have just witnessed the art and skill and investment of time it took for a 19th century woman to get dressed. We're back now at the center where we actually have the artifacts from that era. I'd like to show you first a hoop skirt, a crinoline, the one that was just being modeled, only this is an authentic one. Let's take a closer look at the inside of this label. And you can see that this is a Thompson's Parisian cage. And indeed, it was patented, I believe, in the 1850s or the 1860s. The item I think most of us remember when watching our demonstration was the corset. This is an original corset from the 19th century. It's a little bit later, from about 1895. Look at the way this is constructed. Very, very complex. And again, you now know it would be hooked like this, constricting the waist, pushing the bosom up. We haven't gone into the bustle particularly, but I just wanted to show you some of the bustle-like artifacts that we do have here at the center. This particular one is the Lily Langtry bustle. This is a collapsible bustle. It would have been worn on the derriere, as we talked about when we talked about these dress forms. It would have been used to hold the drapery of your skirt. Here's another bustle, totally different than the one we just saw. This is made out of wire, and again, it would just wrap around the waist, creating a shelf for the fabric to flow. And this one is one of my very favorites. It is homemade. It has like a slinky inside, and as you tied this around the waist, it would project out, creating the bustle on the back end. As we looked at these three silhouettes here, the one I mentioned to you from 1900 or 1905 was called a mono bosom silhouette. A very dramatic shape here with the bust line very high and the waist very narrow. I mentioned that this was obviously not a natural silhouette, which it certainly wasn't. It was created by the use of bust enhancers. This would have been worn underneath a woman's dress. It would have been used to fit in here into her cleavage, so to speak, to create this rounded extension off the front. One of the other things I think is interesting is the development of the bra, and we're certainly not going to go into that today, but I did want to show you one of the earliest ones we have here at the center. This is from about 1920. It's hardly the uplifted look of today. Instead, it is just a bandeau to wrap around the chest. And in the 1920s, the silhouette again had changed, and it was a very flattened look. We have looked at a variety of different fashion shapes. From the 1860s, the narrow waist, the raised bust. The 1880s, again, a narrow waist, even though she's a little thicker, raised bust, and the derriere extension for the bustle. 1900, the mono bosom or S-shaped silhouette with extensions here in the front to give it a rounded look. But I'm sure most of you remember Barbie. She was created in 1959. Now look at her silhouette. Is that what we are today? This form here from the 1990s is certainly the image that many women truly are trying to achieve. It is a much more athletic form. Notice the rib cage. It is not as constricted as before. You can actually see definition of muscles shaped here. You can see the legs. Athleticism, sports are becoming very important in our society, and it's reflected in this particularly desired body image. Notice here the muscle definition. The derriere is well formed. These are strong glutes. You can actually see the abdomen. This is very popular silhouette today. Many women work out strengthening their abdominal muscles so they're so tight and flat. And that has become the fashionable look of 2000, 2003, and 4. In conclusion, I'd like to say thank you for joining in tonight. I encourage you to come to the Marjorie Russell Center. We do take appointments. The library is open for any of your own personal research. Thank you.
Marjorie Russell Clothing and Textile Research Center houses more than 10,000 artifacts, ranging from the 19th century to current-day fashions, and includes such items as the inaugural ball gowns of Nevada's first ladies, as well as hats, men's fashions, and military wear. The center is named after founding director and former First Lady Marjorie Guild Russell. For more information, please call 775-687-6173 or visit nevadaculture.org. The Nevada State Museum, housed in the former U.S. Carson City Mint, invites visitors to appreciate Nevada's natural and cultural heritage. Exhibits include geology, history, coin press number 1, a replica mine and ghost town, and gun and silver collections. The museum is open daily, and once a month, a free lecture highlights current research. The Nevada Division of Museums and History operates 6 other museums around the state, including the State Railroad Museum in Carson City, East Ely Depot Museum in Ely, Lost City Museum in Overton near Lake Mead, the State Museum and Historical Society in Las Vegas, the Historical Society in Reno, and the Nevada State Railroad Museum in Boulder City, now offering monthly train rides. Membership in any state museum gives you free admission to all the other state museums. The museums are part of the Nevada Department of Cultural Affairs, which also includes the State Office of Historic Preservation, the State Library and Archives, and the Nevada Arts Council. For more information, call 775-687-8323 or visit nevadaculture.org. Be sure to let us know if there's a topic you'd like us to feature. And see you next time on Exploring Nevada.